Today we shall be discussing reissue of forfeited shares. In the previous chapters, you have learnt about the shares and types of shares and how share capital is formed through various installments. Now, when the shareholder fails to pay a installment or makes a default in making a installment, then in that case the companies have a right to forfeit or cancel the shares. Once the shares are cancelled, they become the property of the company, and again they have an option of reissuance of shares. So, in this chapter we shall be learning about reissue of forfeited shares. This chapter will include the meaning of reissue of shares, minimum price at which a company can reissue its forfeited shares, accounting treatment of reissue of shares in different situations. Now, let us first learn about reissue of shares. As I said that once the shares are forfeited, that means the shareholder has made a default in making one of the installment as called by the company. In that case, the original membership of the shareholders gets terminated or cancelled, and these shares again become the property of the company. Such shares can again be resold, and this is referred to as reissue of shares. So, issue of forfeited share becomes the reissue of the shares. Now, what are the considerations for reissue of shares? So, the following needs to be kept in mind as considerations when the shares are again reissued by the company. In case of reissue of shares, neither a prospectus is issued nor any offer is made to the general public. The entire amount is usually called in one installment, that is in lump sum. It must be ensured that the amount receivable on reissue of forfeited share together with the amount that has been already paid by the defaulting member shall not be less than the face value or the nominal value of the share. Now, what should be the minimum price at which a company can reissue its forfeited shares? Now, there can be four different situations when the shares are again reissued. Now, these situations can be the shares originally issued at par, shares originally issued at premium, and shares originally issued at discount. Now, let us discuss and understand each of these situations individually. First is reissue of forfeited shares which have been originally issued at par. So, when the shares are originally issued at par, the maximum permissible discount for the reissue of shares is equal to the amount forfeited on such shares. Now, what does this mean? For example, if a share of rupees 100 on which a sum of rupees 25 towards its nominal value has already been received is forfeited and again reissued by the company, then the minimum price that can be for the purpose of reissuance of this share can be rupees 75 because 25 was already collected. Second situation is reissue of forfeited shares that was originally issued at premium. Now, under this case, there may be two situations. First is when the premium has not been received on the forfeited share, and the second situation can be the premium has been received on the forfeited shares. Now, under both the cases, whether the premium money has been received or the premium money has not been received, the maximum permissible discount that can be allowed on reissue of such shares is the amount so forfeited. The third situation is reissue of forfeited shares originally issued at discount. That means the shares have been originally issued at a price lower than the face value. Now, the maximum permissible discount on reissue of shares will be equal to the amount forfeited plus the amount of discount initially allowed on these shares at the time of original issue. So, under these situations, we discussed about the minimum price which the company can charge again at the time of reissuance of shares. Now we shall learn about the accounting treatment of reissue of shares again under different situations. So let us take these situations one by one. First would be the reissue of forfeited shares at discount that were originally issued at par. Second is reissue of shares at par or at premium that was originally issued at par. Third is reissue of forfeited shares at par or at discount or at premium, but they were originally issued at premium. And fourth is reissue of forfeited shares at par or at discount or at premium that was originally issued at discount. So, we will discuss one by one the accounting treatments related under these different situations. So, now let us understand what shall be our accounting entry for the first case. Our first situation is reissue of forfeited shares issued at discount, but they were originally issued at par. The maximum discount that can be given on reissue of forfeited shares is the amount that has been received on these shares. So, whatever amount that was received on these shares, that is only the amount of discount that can be offered again at the time of reissuance. That means, for example, if a share for rupees 100 is issued and on that only 25 has been given by the shareholder, so that can be the amount of discount which the company can allow at the time of reissuance of shares. The accounting entry for this would be bank account debited, share forfeited account debited to share capital account. Now, let us take an illustration to understand this situation. So, the illustration is X Company Limited forfeited 200 shares of rupees 10 each, fully called up, on which rupees 7 have been received and final call of rupees 3 per share remains unpaid. These shares were later on reissued for rupees 8 per share as fully paid up. So, make journal entries for recording forfeiture and reissue of shares. So, now let us understand that how the journal entry would be recorded both for the forfeiture of shares as well as for the reissuance of shares. First would be for the forfeiture of shares. For forfeiture of shares, the accounting entry shall be share capital account debited, that would be 200 shares multiplied by 10 rupees per share, that makes it 2000. So, share capital account debited to share forfeited account, the amount that we have already collected. So, that is 7 per share. So, 200 shares into 7 per share makes it rupees 1400, and then to the share final call account where the shareholder makes a default in making a payment of the final call account to an extent of rupees 3 per share. So, our accounting entry becomes share capital account debited 2000, to share forfeited account 1400 and to share final call account 600. So, this shall be the accounting entry for forfeiture of shares. Now, these shares are again reissued. Now, let us learn about the reissue of the forfeited share. So, the accounting entry shall be bank account debited 200 shares multiplied by the amount of reissuance, that is 8 per share. So, that makes it 1600. Share forfeited account debited, that is the amount of discount that has been given. So, 200 into 2, that makes it 400, and to share capital account, because the face value of the share was 10 rupees. So, 200 into 10, that makes it 2000. So, our entry for reissuance of 200 forfeited shares becomes bank account debited 1600, share forfeited account debited 400 and to share capital account 2000. At the time of reissuance of shares, one more extra entry that is to be done, wherein we transfer the balance of the forfeited account to capital reserve account. So, at the time of cancellation of shares or forfeiture of shares, forfeited account was debited with 1400, and at the time of reissuance of shares, the forfeited account was again debited with 400. So, the difference of 1400 minus 400, that is 1000, would be transferred to the capital reserve account. So, our accounting entry shall become share forfeited account debited 1000 to capital reserve account 1000. So, this was as per the first situation. Now, let us move on and take the second situation. Second situation is reissue of forfeited shares at premium, that means a value higher than the par value, or at par, which was originally issued at par. So, we will learn about the accounting treatment of reissue of forfeited shares either at premium or at par, but they were originally issued at par. Now, in this case, the whole of the amount that has been credited to share forfeited account is transferred to the capital reserve account on reissue of such kind of shares. Now, let us take an illustration to understand how the accounting entry shall appear under both cases. That means, when the reissuance is at premium as well as when it is at par. So, the illustration is Y Limited forfeited 400 shares of rupees 20 each, on which rupees 15 per share have been received, and the balance remains due but not paid. These shares were reissued. There are two cases. First is at the rate of rupees 20 per share, that means they have been reissued at par, and second is at a rate of rupees 24 per share, that means when they have been reissued at premium. Now, again we will learn about making journal entries for reissuers of shares. So, let us take the first case. First case is when they have been reissued at par. So, the accounting entry shall become bank account debited to share capital account. So, bank account debited with 400 shares have been forfeited. So, 400 and they have been again reissued at par. So, 400 into 20. So, the amount would be 8000, and similarly to share capital account 8000. So, this becomes the accounting journal entry for reissue of shares. Now, the amount needs to be transferred to the capital reserve account. So, in the capital reserve account, the amount shall be share forfeited account, and we transfer the entire amount that was received at the time of cancellation or forfeiture of shares. So, share forfeited account debited. So, 15 rupees was received on cancellation. So, 400 into 15, so 6000, and again to capital reserve account 6000. Now, we take the second case wherein the reissue of forfeited shares is at premium. Now, in this case, the first entry relating to reissue of forfeited share shall be bank account debited. Now, the amount would be 24 rupees, 20 plus 4 on premium. So, bank account debited 400 shares into 24, that makes it 9600. To share capital account, that would be 400 into the face value 8000 rupees, and to securities or share premium reserve account. So, the amount of premium is 4 per share. So, 400 into 4, that makes it 16. So, the reissue of forfeited share accounting entry shall be bank account debited 9600, to share capital account 8000, to securities premium reserve account 1600. Now, this again has to be transferred to the capital reserve account, and as explained earlier, under both the cases, whether they have been reissued at par or whether they have been reissued at premium, we transfer the entire amount received at the time of forfeiture to capital reserve account. So, when we transfer it to capital reserve account, the accounting entry shall be share forfeited account debited, 15 rupees was received initially. So, 400 into 15, that makes it 6000, to capital reserve account 6000. So, the treatment for both, whether they have been reissued at par or whether they have been reissued at premium, it remains the same when we transfer it to the capital reserve account. Now we move on to the third case, wherein the reissue of forfeited shares at par or at discount or at premium, but they were originally issued at premium. That means we are going to take up the accounting entry and discuss the reissue of shares which can be at par, it can be at discount or it can be at premium, but all these three cases we will take in the context wherein the shares were originally issued at a price higher than the face value, that is at a premium. So, first is the reissue of forfeited shares at par which was originally issued at premium. Now, if such shares are reissued at par, the amount that has been received and has been credited to share forfeited account will be again credited to the capital reserve account. So, you again understand this thing, very important thing, that if these shares are reissued at par which was originally issued at premium, then the amount that has been received and has been credited to share forfeited account, the entire amount we will credit it to the capital reserve account. Second case is the reissue of forfeited shares at discount, but again they were originally issued at premium. Then what amount we need to transfer to the capital reserve account? Now, in such shares which are reissued at discount, the amount of discount allowed will be adjusted towards the amount credited to the share forfeited account, and the balance amount of share forfeiture account will be transferred to the capital reserve account. So, the amount of discount which is allowed, that will be adjusted and put under the forfeiture account, and the balance that remains of the share forfeiture account, that shall be transferred to the capital reserve account. Third case is reissue of forfeited shares at premium, and originally also they were issued at premium. So, you are reissuing them at premium, and otherwise originally also they were issued at a price higher than the face value. Now, when such shares are reissued at premium which was originally issued at premium, the premium received should be credited to the securities premium account. So, as a result, our accounting entry shall be bank account debited to share capital account and to securities premium reserve account. So, bank account debited would be the amount that you are receiving per share at the time of reissuance. To share capital account, that will be the amount which shall reflect the total paid up value of the share, and to securities premium reserve account, that shall reflect the amount of the premium per share. Let us take an illustration to understand this. India Infrastructure Limited has issued its shares of rupees 20 each at a discount of rupees 2 per share. There is a shareholder, Mahima. She is holding 100 shares and she did not pay the final call of rupees 5 per share. Her shares were forfeited. Later on, the company reissued these forfeited shares at rupees 15 per share. So, we shall learn making the journal entries for forfeiture and reissue of shares. Now, the first entry relating to the forfeiture of shares shall be share capital account debited. So, Mahima is holding 100 shares and she makes a default in making the installment. So, as a result, her shares are forfeited. So, share capital account debited 100 shares into the face value, that becomes 2000. To share forfeited account, how much has she paid? Our total amount paid is 15 and the amount of discount that was offered was 2 rupees. So, in all we have received 13 rupees from Mahima. So, to share forfeited account 100 into 13, 1300. To discount on issue of shares, so discount offered is rupees 2 per share, that makes it 100 into 2, 200, and then to share final call where she makes a default in making the final installment of rupees 5 per share. So, to share final call account, that makes it 500. So, the forfeiture entry shall be share capital account debited 2000, to share forfeited account 1300, to discount on issue of shares account 200, and to share final call account 500. Now, we move forward and learn about the reissue of these forfeited shares. So, what shall be the next accounting entry when these shares are reissued at rupees 15? The accounting entry shall be bank account debited 100 into, they are reissued at 15 per share. So, 100 into 15, 1500. Discount on issue of shares, 2 rupees discount was originally given. So, we transfer again here and reflect it into the accounting entry. So, 100 into 2, 200, and share forfeited account, now that shall be 3 per share. So, 300, and finally to share capital account 2000. Now, the forfeiture account balance is to be transferred to the capital reserve account. So, at the time of cancellation or forfeiture of shares, our forfeited account was debited with 1300, and at the time of reissue of forfeited share, the forfeited account shows a balance of 300. So, as a result, the final share forfeited account to capital reserve would be 1300 less 300. So, that makes it 1000. So, we will transfer 1000 rupees to the capital reserve account. So, these were the various situations that you have learnt about how the accounting entry needs to be made for both the forfeiture and again the reissuance of shares, and then finally the amount to be transferred to the capital reserve. So, what have we learnt in this chapter? We have learnt about the meaning of reissue of shares, the minimum price at which a company can reissue its forfeited shares under various situations, and then we also learnt about the accounting treatment of reissue of shares. I hope you would be able to solve more such problems, and of course, your clarity would become more clear only when you do more practice question on different kinds of situations. Thank you very much.
घर बैठे पाएं राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय शिक्षा संस्थान यानी NIOS में एडमिशन, वो भी एकदम आसान तरीके से, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को होगी समय और धन दोनों की बचत। NIOS से शिक्षा कभी भी कहीं भी। शिक्षार्थियों, क्या आप जानते हैं NIOS में एडमिशन लेने का सरल और सुगम तरीका, जिससे शिक्षार्थियों को ऑनलाइन प्रवेश लेने में सहूलियत मिलती है। NIOS में प्रवेश की प्रक्रिया पूर्णतया ऑनलाइन है। शिक्षार्थी घर बैठे इंटरनेट द्वारा प्रवेश के लिए सबसे पहले NIOS की वेबसाइट www.nios.ac.in पर लॉगिन करें। अपना ईमेल आईडी और पासवर्ड डालकर अपना पंजीकरण करें। पंजीकरण के बाद लॉगिन करने पर ऑनलाइन प्रवेश हेतु आवेदन पत्र खुलेगा। आवेदन पत्र को निर्देशानुसार भरें और प्रिंट आउट लें। इस प्रिंट आउट पर अपनी फोटो संलग्न करें। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश के लिए शुल्क हेतु भुगतान के तरीके हैं: क्रेडिट कार्ड के द्वारा, डेबिट कार्ड के द्वारा, राष्ट्रीयकृत बैंक के ड्राफ्ट के माध्यम से, जो कि सचिव NIOS नई दिल्ली या नोएडा के पक्ष में देय हो। भरे हुए आवेदन पत्र के साथ साथ डिमांड ड्राफ्ट और संलग्न किए जाने वाले दस्तावेज हैं: जन्म रजिस्ट्रार के जिला कार्यालय से जारी जन्म प्रमाण पत्र की सत्यापित प्रति, जिसमें जन्म तिथि अंकित हो, पिछले विद्यालय से प्राप्त विद्यालय छोड़ने का प्रमाण पत्र जिसमें आवेदक की जन्म तिथि लिखी हो। प्रवेश फॉर्म का प्रिंट आउट NIOS के संबद्ध क्षेत्रीय केंद्रों पर 10 दिनों में पहुंच जाना चाहिए, अन्यथा उचित दस्तावेज न लगे होने पर आवेदन फॉर्म रद्द किया जा सकता है। प्रवेश प्रक्रिया की पुष्टि होने के बाद शिक्षार्थियों को परिचय पत्र व अध्ययन सामग्री डाक द्वारा तुरंत पहुंचाई जाती है। ऑनलाइन प्रवेश एक बहुत ही सुगम और सुविधाजनक प्रवेश प्रणाली है। ऑनलाइन ऑन टाइम फॉर सेफ एंड सिक्योर एडमिशन।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने, हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने। जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो, धन साधन समय की सीमा से विद्यालय जो मुक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
कभी पढ़े हम कहीं पढ़े, वे विषय की लोच से युक्त हो।
मित्रों हम उठे और जागे,
मंजिल आने की ध्वनि सुने। हम अपना दीपक स्वयं बने, हम अपना रास्ता स्वयं चुने।
जीवन ये प्रकाशित करने, राहों को आलोकित करने।
राष्ट्रीय मुक्त विद्यालय का है द्वार खुला सबकी खातिर। शिक्षा परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर।
शिक्षा और परीक्षा का अवसर एक बार ही क्यों मिलता फिर। दुनिया में इसके